much, Primera. Thank you very much, Primera, once again. I love the introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen on the call. Thank you for making time for this session. This is a sign that you're interested in elevating your financial status. I'll go ahead and share my screen so we can delve into the discussion of the day. I think this is it. Primera, you can see my screen?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
All right, my name is Sulaina Kajungo. I've just been introduced in detail. I'm a financial risk advisor at Old Mutual Investment Group. Why are we here? To discuss investments and in particular, unit trust funds. Thank you, Girls for Girls, for inviting me. Thank you for hosting me, and I appreciate your cause in supporting ladies and the girl child in developing their leadership skills. We can all see the questions on the screen. These questions are meant to help you identify the urgency required for you to take up a unit trust fund or any other form of investment vehicle going forward. Questions like, are you the money-making machine in your family? This is a clear indicator that if anything happened to your life, there would be a gap in your family members would be financially affected, and this calls for you to determine what investment vehicle you can invest in. Or if you've already invested in one, how else can you diversify to protect your family? Are you a parent? Same thing. If you died today or got disabled or lost a job, what would happen to your children? Is there an education policy for them? What have you set aside for them to continue with stable education, with a guaranteed form of education until they are done with school? Do you take care of aging parents? This is a struggle for most of us. If you're looking after aging parents, this is an indicator that you have to put money aside for their medical bills. You have to prepare in case of last expenses, in case of their death. You need money aside. So basically, you need a form of a financial emergency scheme that you need to put specifically for this cause. Do you have NSSF or a sufficient retirement plan? If your answer to this is yes, good for you. If it's no, then I'm glad you're part of this call. Does your bank account close a year with at least 10% of your total income? I hope it is not in negatives. 10% is a good start because then you can put this to your savings. And maybe at the point of retirement, you have something to start with. If you lost your income, your source of income today, would you continue with the current lifestyle for at least the next 3 years? Your answer to this will determine where we should go from now. I'd like to advise people to plan for the next 15 years if they are out of employment. Look at we have a small calculation that we work with on a personal level. You look at your expenses for the next 15 years, considering the current expenses, factor in inflation, and you're able to determine whether you have that cash right now. If you lost your job, assuming you're disabled, you're unable to go to work, what happens for the next 15 years? Are you going to rely on family and friends to look after you and your family, or you have a fund that will be able to support you through that time? How much money do you contribute on condolences when a relative or a friend loses a relative, or you lose a relative? What happens? Do you have to struggle moving around a basket, or you have an emergency fund that can also sort this? Same for the weddings, any function coming up. Do you have money to contribute, or you're the friend that doesn't come through for your friends and family? Do you have passive income? This is key. I believe everyone needs passive income. Why? Because it is not a guarantee that you should always be actively involved in employment. There are various reasons as to why sometimes we're not actively involved. You might want to be, but the job could be there, but your body doesn't allow. You could be critically ill, bedridden. We have various cases of cancer. What happens if you can't wake up every morning and go to work? Is there income for you that comes through every day? This is when Old Mutual as an insurance company comes through for you. So Old Mutual is a South African insurance company that does investments and insurance. It has been around for the last 179 years, operating in Europe and Asia, and in about 13 African countries. We believe in making life 6 times better by 2030. If you can look at the right corner of my screen, it emphasizes that in all the documentation we do. And because of this, we have put emphasis on our fund management arm. This is to mean that we believe that every individual is able to put aside a particular percentage of their income. They might just never know that it can help in the next future, but what you need to recognize is that steps you take every day can make a change in your financial status. So through our different lines of business, insurance, investments, and savings, we are able to protect individuals from the major risks in life, the biggest fears, which are death. Death is one of our biggest fears. Old age, everyone is worried about old age. What happens? Does retirement scare you? Or when you hear about it, you're like, oh, I have this money, it will help me when that time reaches. Or when you hear about it, you're scared because there is nothing set aside for it. Total and permanent disability. What happened if you're in a border today and you're involved in an accident? What have you put aside for this situation? Or you assume you're immortal and it can't happen to you? Well, this is time for you to ponder. So at Old Mutual, we have quite a number of solutions. We have the unit trust funds. I'll delve into the details in the next slides. We have endowment plans. Endowment plans are really long-term investment schemes. These are schemes where you set aside a particular amount for a given period of time, which is usually a minimum period of 5 years. And you expect to get out a maturity payment after the 5 years with the interest that has accumulated. We also have last expenses cover. I emphasize this when I was talking about aging parents that you're looking after. What happens if you got that bad news today or tomorrow? Do you have any money set aside? So last expenses cover considers that it's ideally 100,000 only every year for your parents, for your family, for anyone close to you where their death causes a financial gap to you. Group life insurance, these are insurances for saving schemes for groups, for organizations, same as the group family protection schemes. Also, these target organizations and groups, investment clubs and circles. Same for group pensions. These are schemes where you could do a unit trust as a group and you're able to benefit from this in the future or immediately. Credit life, circle insurance, quite a number of products that the company offers, and all these are meant to support your financial strategies and growth. So let's delve into this. What is a unit trust? A unit trust fund is a collective investment scheme. This is a product that we designed initially for investment clubs and circles. The goal was to be able to tap into the fact that these people are collecting money together and there were no investment opportunities that were immediate. The goal was to collect money and then you invest this money over a given period of time. But what happens in the first 2 months when you don't have enough to invest in the big goal, but you have the money with you, it's easy for people to jump out of these investments. So we realized we could design a product where people collect money with us, but for every day that we have this money, it is earning interest. Yeah, so this is a product where we allow, right now we're open to individuals, investment clubs, circles, NGOs, charity organizations, joint ventures, trusts. You can open this for children below the age of 18. So this allows everyone with any amount of money above 100,000 to start an investment journey. Yeah. So why should you invest in a unit trust? First of all, it's accessible. Accessibility means that there is free entry and free exit. You can open a unit trust fund today, deposit money on our account, have this money and interest every day, but whenever a need arises and you need your money, part of it or all of it, it will be accessible within 2 working days. So you're able to get out your money whenever you need it, and you're able to top up on your fund at any one point. So you're not locked in there because you've chosen this vehicle. You're benefiting, but then you're able to jump out whenever the need arises. It also gives you return on investment, yeah? So the returns are good, 11.5 to 12.5%. It's a floating rate, but it's compounded daily. It's very competitive, and in comparison to any available risk-free ventures, I believe this is a very good interest rate, which is only going higher. The fund is very transparent. This implies that once you sign up, we give you online presence. You're able to log into our online system, see the growth of your fund, see the daily interest and see the withdrawals made, the deposits made, the total top-ups, see how much interest you earned over a given period of time. You can generate a statement. You're also able to initiate a withdrawal on the system. So you monitor the fund every other day, and you're able to jump out if it doesn't make business sense. So you're not locked in there. We give you the freedom to exercise what you need to do with the fund, which is definitely making as frequent top-ups as possible for you to be able to benefit from this. There is tax exemption for now. So whatever interest that you earn, whatever interest that we declare every day is net interest. There is no tax imposed on it. This is also a form of capital preservation. It means that you're protecting your money from inflation while investing in this, because for every other day, that little money that we top up in form of interest helps you protect yourself from the inflation right now. The economy is not in the best state, but using a unit trust, you're able to protect yourself from that versus keeping the money on a bank account. What are the key facts about a unit trust? Our custodian is Standard Chartered Bank for the UGX. Custodian means an account where we allow every investor to pull funds through. This is where everyone deposits money for us to invest it. So you deposit money. If you're investing in UGX, you'll deposit on our Standard Chartered Bank account. If you're depositing funds with the interest of investing in the dollar fund, you will deposit on the Stanbic Bank account. And we're regulated by Bank of Uganda. We're regulated by Capital Markets Authority and by OBRA. Our auditors are Ernst & Young, and this is a very low risk profile. I mentioned earlier the minimum you can deposit on this fund is 100,000 UGX and $1,000 for the initial deposit and $100 for every other top up on the dollar fund. There is a 2% management fee. I'll talk about this because we need to declare it for audit purposes. So 2% is not on your principal, it is on the interest that we make. So while we announce daily interest of say, annual interest of say 11.5% per annum, it has the 2% has already been deducted. So it implies that the company could have made about 13%, remove the 2%, and then give you the 11%. So this is a demonstration of what you would benefit if you invested, say, an initial deposit of 100 million, keeping all factors constant, no withdrawals, no deposits, no top-ups on the fund, using the flat rate of 11% per annum. Your monthly interest will be about 920,000. It will get compounded for every day that passes, and in 12 months, it will be about 11.6 million. If it goes on and on, assuming you do not withdraw, in 10 years, you will have about 300 million in worth of investment. Points to ponder. I have really mentioned everything, but if there is anything you need to know or to note today is the fact that it is not how much you make, but how much you save consistently. You don't have to be very wealthy to start an investment scheme. I have witnessed people who have started with as low as 100,000, taken baby steps, and over the years, their fund has grown. You just need to be consistent and also take a step to start. Each step you take brings you closer to your financial goal. Retirement and old age should not scare you. Yeah. Also, are you a proud individual? Are you proud of your financial priorities at the moment? If not, what steps are you taking? I appreciate the fact that you have taken this step in being part of this poll. This is already a sign that you're trying to propel yourself to acquire financial stability. If there is anything that we can also pick from this this session, is one of the budgeting techniques, which is the 50-20-30 method. In your income, how are you apportioning your investments? How are you apportioning your expenses? 50% ideally should be going into your needs. These involve shelter, food, and health. 20% should go to your savings and 30% to your wants. Things like Netflix, travels, those should really be in that 30%. And for every day that passes, of course, this is necessary because it is only wise to save while also improving your life. Your life should be, your quality of life should also go up every other day. So while you're saving, we assume that your wants should reduce. So over the years, it will be wiser if your savings are 50% and your needs are at 50% as well. And this can get better every other day. So these are some of the products that Old Mutual provides. Medical insurance, motor comprehensive, travel, workman's compensation, fire and all risks insurance, professional indemnity, marine, money insurance, public liability, goods in transit, quite a number. We are a one-stop shop to everything insurance and investment. Thank you so much for being part of this, and I hope you're able to trust Old Mutual Investment Group to jumpstart your savings. Thank you so much. Over to you, Primera.
Thank you so much, Suleina, for taking on the questions and also some of the questions you had in mind, and also answering why we need to save on unit trust. And I want to ask if you have any questions. I don't have anything in the Q&A yet, and I don't have a raised hand, but I have a poll and quiz that I would like to launch, and you can answer it. So I have put one. Please answer my question.
There is a hand.
Okay about, yeah, I've seen Doreen's hand. I'm going to ask her to a little bit, but I just want to ask a question. It's on your screen. Please just answer it and we see what we could do. If you'd like us to contact with you and maybe just have a little more conversation to actually understand. For me, I find it amazing that I can save 100K a month from as low as 100K, and I know I'm making some money. And also the other thing I loved about what you spoke about today is the ability to access my money, which shows that I can actually access it anytime. It is not like it's too far from me. I can just go to I can just ask you, fill in a form. You said I fill in a form. I can use my portal. I can be able to ask for my money. So thank you. I have 28 people who have answered so far. Please keep answering on the screen and we see. Yeah. Wait. Right. Thank you. Let me give it a few more seconds for more people to answer the question on their screen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Great. I'd like to get to 70% at least participation. Yeah, if there's anyone else, yes, thank you. Please, thank you. All right, let me leave it on the screen as we continue and give people more time. So the first question was from Doreen Nasuna. Please ask your question if you can. Please do. Can go ahead.
Hi, thank you, Primera and Suleina. I appreciate your presentation. I have a number of accounts under Unit Trust UAP, and I'm glad you're presenting. I'm just bringing a concern if it can be addressed. Previously, I know recently UAP has rolled out a new system which is different from what it was previously. So previously, if I had a joint account, for example, with my husband, we can access the link and we have the passwords and we can access it. But currently, there is only one email address that is attached to that. So that is attached to the system such that it's either only me or only him who can access or initiate any, for example, a withdrawal on that account, yet we are equally have the same rights to that account. That's my question. Thank you.
How about you, Selena?
Thank you very much, Doreen. I've noted your concern and we're going to handle it. All members are supposed to be able to access, but when the system was rolled out, we picked one email per account as the primary email. But on communication, you let us know which other emails you want to access, and we'll have that handled. So it's a one-on-one basis. You drop an email or send a message to whoever your account holder is or account manager. Now that I'm on this call, I'll be able to support. I'll share my contact in that chat. I hope you're able to see it, and then you can reach out with my email as well. So you'll give me the account number and the emails that you want to access. Thank you.
So much, Selena. I have another question. And the question is, what are some of the risks involved in unit trust fund investment? Are there any that are involved?
Usually, I'm a bit biased when responding to that, because from my experience and from what I know, our role as fund managers, the goal is to protect your principal. The worst that could happen in a unit trust is you earning zero interest. It's us being unable to invest this money in the right ventures. So we decide to leave it, which is not possible, because the goal is to always make sure we are looking at the available competitive investment vehicles so we can have this money grow every other day. So there are no risks for now. Over to you, Primera.
Thank you for that. Let me go to the next question. Was what do I need? What are the requirements for me to open a unit trust?
The requirements to open a unit trust are a copy of your national ID, passport size photo, recent bank statement for 1 month. You fill in an account opening form, which we can always share with whoever is interested in opening. And once that is provided, your account will be open in less than 24 hours. Then you can proceed to make transactions by depositing money on either of our custodian accounts, Stanbic or StanChart, based on where you want to invest, either the dollar fund or the UGX fund.
Okay. Then I have another question. So we have asked a question on your prompt screen. So if you answered yes, and Selena is going to get back to you. If you answered yes to the poll question, that if you would like a unit, you'd like to be contacted, we are definitely going to reach out to you. Selena will be doing that in the next couple of days. And then I have another question about someone is asking, do they need to have a Standard Chartered account to be able to open to be able to start investing with UAP?
No, you don't have to have an account with Standard Chartered Bank. Look at this account like school fees payments plan. If you have a child, say at Nakasero, I'm sorry for that, at Nakasero Primary School, and they give you an account where you're supposed to pay school fees, you don't have to have an account in that bank that they've provided. You just have to send the money for the school fees onto that account. So for you to invest with us, you only have to figure out how to put money onto that account where we pull all the funds of different individuals and investors. And when you need the money back, we are able to send it back to your bank account, regardless of which bank you're dealing with, regardless of the currency, regardless of the country. We will send the money to that bank account. and the charges will be on us. The only charges you incur are online transfers when you're sending money to us. Thank you.
Thank you for that. So someone asked if you could, if the unit trust under UAP and Standard Chartered are different.
Yes, there are different schemes. We only use Standard Chartered and Stanbic as a custodian account. As a fund manager, we are mandated to have a custodian account, so we don't mix our funds with the company funds. So this is your money, so we need to put it on a separate bank account. That's why we have that account. But Stanchart has a unit trust that they've just opened up. Stanbic also has a unit trust, and I think quite a number of other companies are mushrooming right now. Do not be confused. Old Mutual Investment Group is an independent fund manager. So if you're opening up with us and you go to the bank to get an account or to deposit the money, do not mix up. Yeah. So they're totally separate.
Okay, thank you for that. Then the next question is, can someone access this money in case of death of the primary account holder?
So access of these funds is dependent on how the account was opened. If it's a joint account, the next beneficiary can take on the funds. If it's an individual account and death occurs to the owner of the policy of the account, the next of kin is responsible to support on who has letters of administration and how the funds can be transferred, whether they can go on with the fund or access the funds. So yes, the funds can be accessed by the next of kin. Thank you, Primera.
All right, thank you for that. Then when I give you a bank statement, when I'm offering up a unit trust, does it mean it's from another bank? It doesn't matter does it matter which bank it's coming from?
So I'll emphasize the benefits of this bank statement. We've had cases where people are like, I don't have money on my account. You guys want to see how much I have? No, no, no. The reason for the bank account, we've been in business for the last, I think, 8 to 9 years, doing unit trusts in Uganda. So in our earlier days, we had not very nice experiences where we would transfer money. Like when we have a talk like this and we mentioned that we're going to give you money within 2 working days, when you initiate a withdrawal, we had cases where it would drag. And the reason was because of different names. So you find a person like me who has 3 names, Sulaina Shirabo Kajingo, and maybe the bank only has 2 names and maybe an initial for the 3rd name. So for such cases, usually the money bounces. And for us to protect ourselves and the client from the inconvenience, we decided that we'll be using the bank statement or a check leaf, a cancelled check leaf, to verify bank details based on what the bank knows you as. So we get that on inception so that we're not struggling at the point of withdrawal when you urgently need money. But also, it doesn't mean that you cannot change this bank account. So if you give us, say, housing finance bank statement on inception, that's where your bank is. That's where you want us to deposit money at the point of withdrawal. When you initiate a withdrawal, and on that particular day, you want money to go to your DFCU account, we'll ask you to send a statement for DFCU account, update the system, and that's where we will send the money. So the purpose of the statement is for us to know where to send your money and to ensure that it does not bounce. It's to provide convenience to both of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for answering that question, because the other question that had been asked was whether you are looking at someone was worried that you're looking at their bank statement amount. So it's just nice to know that you're just clarifying about the names. So thank you for that. Then they're asking if can we open a joint account, and do all signatories have to be present?
Just the names.
All right. Then there's another question about when you're opening a joint account, do all the signatories have to be present? Hello, can you hear me?
Tamara, you're breaking. I don't know if it's just me.
Sorry. So someone is asking, to open a joint account, do all the signatories have to be present?
Do all the signatories have to?
Be present.
Primera, I missed the question.
To open a joint account, do all the signatories have to be present?
Hello? Oh, I can see. Can you hear me though?
Yes, now I can hear you very well.
Okay, yes, to open a joint account or even an individual account or a company account, to open an account, basically, you do not have to be physically present. You can open an account online. We can send you forms and you fill them in. You can, we can send a link and you sign up individually. So you don't have to be physically present to sign up, either as a joint account or individual or company. For as long as you're able to attach the signatures or to fill in forms and scan them back to us, you can sign up for a unit trust. Can I open an account for someone else, like a minor? Yes, you can open an account for a minor. Primera, did I answer the other question well?
Yes, you did.
But,
Thank you.
okay.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you can open an account for a minor. When we give you a form, you're able to open for them as a trust. So a trust is where an adult represents a minor, but at the point of when the minor is 18 years, they take on the full responsibility of their account. So yes, you can open an account for a minor. Then how does the pension savings scheme work? There are quite a number of pension savings schemes. The goal usually is what determines whether you're looking at this as a pension or not. Some are run by the company, your employment, and others are run individually in forms of groups or on individual basis. You can take my contact and then we can have a detailed discussion on this based on how you intend to sign up. But the whole idea is for you to be able to put money aside consistently for a given period of time.
Thank you for that. Then someone is asking about what are the requirements for the dollar fund in case one already has a unit trust account with you. How does it operate? How do I get the dollar one? I'm already with you.
Okay, if you're ready with us, you don't need to open another unit trust. If you, assuming you're Sulaina Kajingo and you have a unit trust in UGX with us, if you log into the online system, you realize that there is a section for the dollar. It's only pending money to be deposited. So the only thing you need to do right now is send money. You send your dollars to Stanbic Bank account. I could share the bank account details, deposit money there, and your money will reflect on your online system. You're able to start investing in the dollars.
Okay, so the other question is, can I use any other method apart from the bank to put in my money?
Yes, we
Specifically
have.
Airtel Money or MTN Mobile Money?
We don't have Airtel for now. We strictly have MTN Mobile Money Prompt that we share with you, and you're able to invest on the unit trust. So yes, you can make a transfer. There are various modes of transfer. It can be EFT, RTGS, direct deposit, or agent banking. Agent banks are almost everywhere, and we find this the most convenient method, as well as MTN Mobile Money.
Question. We are 4 in an investment account at one of the banks. The investment account does not have a TIN yet. Is it a requirement to open a unit trust? We are stuck.
Pardon on that?
We are 4 in a in an investment account at one of the banks. The investment account doesn't have a TIN yet. It's a requirement to open a unit trust. We are stuck.
A TIN is not a requirement right now. Please proceed and open the account.
All right.
Yeah, please proceed.
All right. Okay, so about the minor who has opened an account, are they allowed to make withdrawals before turning 18?
So, yeah. So when a miner signs up, hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, when a miner signs up, usually they're signing up with an adult. So while they are still minor, it's the adult we are putting in consideration. So the requirement will then be 2 IDs for each of them. Usually it's a birth certificate for the minor, for those who do not have national IDs yet. Recent bank statement for the adult. So when a withdrawal is made, the funds will go to the bank account of the adult, unless the minor is a teenager who has a bank account. Then we can send the money to their bank account. But we all know how banks operate, still it's the adult managing. So yes, they can make a withdrawal.
Thank you so much. Then what is the minimum investment for the dollar account? And can a standing order for transfer of funds work?
Yes, a standing order for transfer of funds is very good. It helps you be consistent and not change your mind at any one point. Yes, you can withdraw, but at least you have a consistent saving culture that you're inculcating in your funds. So yes, a standing order is key. But the other question was the minimum for the dollar. It is the initial deposit is $1,000, and for every other time you're making a top up, the minimum you can deposit is $100. For the UGX, it's 100,000 initial deposit, and every other top up 100,000. Any amount above 100,000, please go ahead and make the transfer.
All right, so thank you. For those who joined late, I have sent out another poll on the screen. If you'd like Solena to get in touch with you, kindly click on yes, so that she will get your contact and be able to get in touch with you. We shall be able to find you and get in touch with you. But also we have put her number on the, let me just send her number again on the chat so that you can get in touch with her directly. That's okay. And she's going to be able to support you to open an account, whether it's for a minor or an adult. Okay. Then someone is asking,
Organization.
yeah, even a business. Yeah. So I learned that
Yes.
recently. It will actually work the same way if you try to look for investment. It's actually your statement from the UAP can actually work as part of your showing how much money you're actually saving from your business, right? So okay, the question I got is how often am I required to deposit funds? Is it like something that has to be done at a certain frequency, or can I choose my own frequency?
So for a unit trust, I mentioned one of the benefits being flexibility. This implies you can deposit money on your unit trust anytime. Anytime you have any amount above 100,000, money that you do not need the next day or in a few hours, put it on the unit trust. I usually believe no one should have money on their bank account if it's not for the immediate needs in life. If it's not for fuel or food or shelter, it shouldn't be on your bank account. Put it on the unit trust and get it whenever you need it. So how frequent is based on how often your income comes through, how often you have money that you need to make money from. So it's at your leisure.
Okay, so if I have extra money on my MTN mobile money, I can just send it through.
Yeah.
All right. Someone asking, how do I withdraw the money on my unit trust accounts?
There are 2 modes of withdrawal. There is a physical form that you can fill in, more like a withdrawal form from the bank. So you fill in the amount that you need, the bank where we should send the money, name and signature, send it back to us, either in soft copy or hard copy, whichever you prefer. But of course, for convenience, it's soft copy, can be sent on WhatsApp or email, and funds will be sent to you within 2 working days maximum. You can also use the online system, initiate a withdrawal, follow the steps on the system, and be able to initiate a withdrawal as well. Funds will be sent to your bank account within 2 working days.
Thank you so much. And then someone else is interested in understanding what the interest rates are for the UGX and the dollar account.
So for the UGX, the interest rate is it floats between 11.5 to 12.5% per annum, which will break down to per month and then per day. For the dollar, it's about 5.5 to 6% per annum. still broken down to per month and per day. So you're able to access it whenever you decide to withdraw.
All right. Then someone is asking, what code do I use to deposit via mobile money?
I will need to share the steps with them. They can reach
Mhm.
out using that number, and I will share the steps with them.
Right.
It's a MTN prompt, so there are steps that you follow. Then you enter our code, and you're able to access the money.
Right.
Let me see if I can just read it out.
Mhm. Then,
It's *1. Let me type it here as you ask the other question.
the other question is about interest rates, like across the market. If you compare yourself with others, how do you compare yourself?
How do we compare ourselves with the rest?
Yeah,
In
in
the
terms of the
market,
interest
we
rates.
are right now we are at #1. I believe it's not because we have bribed anyone to come through, it's because the product is doing good, the interest rate is good. We are genuinely given the actual interest that we declare. We are at 78% market share as of the 2023 capital market report, and I think that's a good thing. Whoever needs the report, they can drop me an email and I can share with them so they can compare the different players against UAP.
All right. Okay. Let me see. I think we are done with all the questions that are on the Q&A section. Thank you very much. You have answered about 27 questions today. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions that people might have? Okay, we have said that we can reach Suleina, and for those who have clicked on yes on the poll question, we are definitely also going to reach out to you, and she's going to make sure that anyone who wanted to start a Unitrust account, you're able to. Thank you so much, Suleina, for accepting to be hosted by the Women Entrepreneurs Forum and Girls for Girls. Thank you very much. We are going to make sure that we host you again. And we need to be able to make sure that the money we have, we are saving it. And at least we have some of it somewhere where we can actually reach it very fast. In case I have an emergency, 2 days max, I can be able to get my money. Thank you very much, Suleina, for taking all our questions, even about the portal and all. So thank you so much. We're grateful. Thank you, ladies, and have a really, really nice afternoon.
Thank you so much, Primera, and thank you, Girls for Girls, for hosting me today. I will be happy to be back when the opportunity allows. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.